Have you ever sat down at your computer, you've got a blank page in front of you, and then you go, what am I doing? Who am I writing this for? Who am I producing this book for? And why? What is the point in this? Will anyone even care? Well, I just want to reassure you that you are not alone. I think every self-publisher out there has been through exactly the same thought process. Self-doubt, sometimes it's not a hurdle. Like, sometimes it just feels like this ginormous wall that you're just kind of like staring up at, thinking, how on earth am I ever going to be able to get over this? How on earth am I ever going to be able to actually pursue what it is I want to do? I guess the real difference between a self-publisher that faces doubt and a self-publisher that succeeds is that they learn to put that doubt to one side. So today I'm going to share with you my journey as to how it was I've overcome my self-doubt. Let me know down in the comments, what is it that is holding you back? Because sometimes I think when we speak about it, when we put it out there, it lessens it so much. It will shrink down any insecurity that you might have by just putting it out there into the atmosphere. You'll be like, oh, well, that wasn't so bad after all. So I guess, firstly, let's talk about, where does self-doubt come from? For me, I guess when I first started, it started out with comparison. So it's no secret that this YouTube channel started out based around me trying out multiple online businesses, including like faceless YouTube videos, Etsy. It was about how to save money. And it's kind of, I found KDP, and I really enjoy the creativity that it gives me, and I really enjoy the results that I'm seeing from it as well. Initially, I was comparing myself to, well, firstly, other YouTubers that are making millions. Perhaps some are, perhaps some aren't. I don't know. And also I'm comparing myself to other people on the KDP platform. So, of course, there's going to be a real level of scrutiny there. And I definitely had thoughts around, what if I publish this book? And what if I make a video about self-publishing and I make this book on there, and the book is just trash and garbage, but I haven't got another video to put out, so I'm going to have to publish it anyway. And that's what people are seeing. Sometimes we've got to push that to one side, and sometimes done is better than perfect. There are some books that I've created on here which I do sell, and I do sell them over on Amazon KDP, and there are some that I've created on here that I've never uploaded onto KDP. And both are fine, but I think we just all have to think and realise that self-doubt is essentially fear. It's fear of judgment, it's fear of failure, and that's okay. Embrace that. Use that fear of judgment to make that book 10 times better. Use that fear of failure to drive your social media platforms to promoting that book. Like, just turn it. That's the most important thing, I think. So there's definitely been like multiple times where I thought, I'm just going to give this up, because initially it was really hard to get the sales. It was really hard to, and I didn't build a community around my books. So I started to play around with Amazon ads, and that definitely did bring in some sales, but not as much as I would have liked in the early days. And this was kind of, I guess, in my spaghetti at the wall days, okay? I was just kind of creating a fairy notebook here, I was creating a puzzle book over there. Nothing really had a niche, nothing really kind of tied anything together. And I think that's kind of when things really sort of started to shift for me. Was I sat down one day and I kind of brainstormed, like, what is it that I really want to do in my life? What is my purpose? Why am I here? and how can I kind of get the message out to other people. And something that is really close to my heart is I'm a Christian woman, and like faith is a lot to me. So I wanted to create some things around that. So my niche is within the faith kind of niche. I think when I actually niched down, something like really shifted inside my mind, because previously I was making books for just everyone. Everyone would buy these books. So of course I'd make 1 million sales a day, and I'd make $1 million a day, and I'd make like become the KDP #1 bestseller with this really awful notebook that has no style, has no substance. It has nothing extra to what anyone else is selling over on Amazon KDP, by the way. It's just there. But in my head, because I was selling to everyone was going to buy it. When I niched down into faith, I mean, you're taking out, firstly, obviously, a lot of the world is of faith, but we've got many different denominations. So not only have I taken out anyone that is not driven by faith, but I've then also taken out anyone that is not driven by Christianity. So that's really made it kind of go from a market like this to a really small bit of pie, okay? But that's okay, because those people are actually going to be searching for what it is that I'm creating, because I'm creating these books because I know these people. I know all about them. I know what they do. I know what they like. I know what kind of things they want to be within their journals, within their planners, because they're the things that I want in my journals and planners. If I'm creating an activity book for them, I know what kind of a cover they're going to enjoy, because that's what I do. I know that on my social media platforms, I'm not just posting about my books all the time. I'm posting out their memory verses, prayers, I'm posting out their hymns, I'm posting out lots of different things and then peppering in my books. And that is the difference. And I think that's really when things started to shift and change for me. Like I was talking to my husband about Coco Wyo, maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, you've got to see these books. I was like, they're really simple to create, but they're making an absolute killing on these. And yes, they are very high quality in terms of the images, in terms of the covers. Everything has been really thought out. My husband went to me, so why aren't you making these books? And I thought about it, and I thought, well, yeah, why aren't I? Like, how can I add this into my niche? So that's currently like something that I'm thinking about at the moment, because they've got success in it. Can I also get success by putting my own spin on it? Because there's no point in putting success in exactly the same way. Like, I recently did the video about how to create a Coco Wyo style colouring book, which is fine, but I'm not going to publish that book because it's not in my niche. It's not. I've done that purely for YouTube purposes, which is absolutely fine. But it's about how can we tweak and change things so that it feels more natural and authentic to us. And one of the biggest things that I have learned, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again, is that getting things done and uploaded is better than perfection, because if it's just sat there on your desktop, no one can buy it. No one even knows that it exists. No one knows that it's in your mind. No one knows anything. But if that book's out there for the public to see, okay, you might not get 1 million sales today, but you might get a couple. You might get one. You might just get one this week, but isn't that better than none? And you can still go in and you can still tweak that book and you can still update it. And I think that was a really scary thing for me initially, was that initially I didn't get that I could go in and I could tweak lots of things. The only thing you can't change is your title and subtitle. But everything else you can change. You can change your cover, you can update your interiors, you can do all of that. So don't worry if it's not perfect now. You can add in a bit of text to say that this is a revision. Or you can entirely take that book down and start again. If you've made no sales, it makes no difference. So just remember that every book that you're publishing is a stepping stone to that future success. So do not let that self-doubt get you down. Just hold on to that thought about how you're going to feel when you first start getting those reviews and the difference that that's going to make. So I guess, how do we build our confidence going forward? That's a huge thing, right? So confidence, it doesn't come before action at all. It comes from action. The more you write, the more you publish, the more confident that you will become. What I've learned is that self-doubt doesn't disappear overnight. It takes time, it takes perseverance, and it takes a lot of effort as well. But every time that you take action, you weaken its hold on you. So today, my goal to you is just take one step forward in your self-publishing goals. And that might be to create a cover, to create an interior, to go and do a bit of market research. And it might be to actually hit that publish button. Please let me know down in the comments what your goal is and what it is that you're going to do today. I just think it's so inspirational to hear your stories. So please remember that self-doubt is just a voice. It's just in here. And you, and only you, have the power to control and minimize that voice. It's your dreams, your goals, and your passions that define you. And every time you push past that self-doubt, you're not just growing as a self-publisher, as a writer. You're becoming the author, the business owner that you were always meant to be. So, let's support each other. Let's all come together. Let's push through this. We're all there together. So I want to see lots and lots of supportive comments to each other in the comments about how we are going to collectively push our self-publishing business forward. And I'm going to start that off with something that I'm going to do today as well. So check out the comments to see what it is. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit different to some of my others, but I think it's something really important and worthwhile talking about, particularly as the new year is coming. I want to start it off as confident and as full of life as possible, and I hope you do too. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. See you soon. Bye.